Don't you give up now, you have made.
Happy New Year, friends. Thank you for joining me. If you're new here, my name is Rachel, and if you're returning, thanks for coming back. 2020 was hectic for all of us, so I wanted to kick off the new year by making a new writing journal and just going through not only last year's goals and whether or not I completed them, but also going through my goals for 2020. I didn't have a lot of goals last year, but let's start there. I am currently sick and looking like a hot mess. So I'm just gonna do a voiceover and let you watch while I create the cover to this year's, or well, not this year's, but the new current writing journal that I've got. I got all of these stickers off of Amazon, and they are so difficult to get off, but they're so beautiful. I don't think I'm gonna go with the same style for the next notebook, but we'll see. This is just like a regular composition notebook, like 50 cents at Walmart or something. But let's get into it. So, let me see. Let me pull up my last year's goals. Oh, where did I put them? Oh, here they are. So last year I wanted to do yoga 3 times a week, walk the dogs once a week, meditate 3 times a week. Oh my gosh. Spend more time with each other and talk to family more often. So yoga 3 times a week definitely did not happen. Meditating 3 times a week happened for like the beginning of the year, and then when I was pregnant I meditated a lot because I was super emotional, but then I stopped meditating. And then Reed and I throughout the pandemic have spent a ton of time together. Reed has been quarantined. He was quarantined while I was pregnant for the last like month and a half of my pregnancy. And then he was also, he had paternity leave after that, and then he was quarantined until Nash was like 2.5 months old. And then he's also had 2 2-week quarantines since then, when the place that he's at right now had potential infection. So they just quarantined everyone to make sure that it didn't continue. So we have spent a ton of more time together, which has been good and bad. Obviously I love spending time with Reed, but also there's only so much time one can spend with one spouse before you get sick of them. And then spending and talking to family more. I haven't really been super good about that. I don't know, I'm such a homebody, and I'm always worried. This is gonna probably say a lot about my childhood, but I'm always worried that I'm gonna say the wrong thing when I'm talking to family. And to justify that a little bit, I usually do say the wrong thing, and I end up upsetting someone, or coming off as a prima donna. I don't know. It's family. That's what it is. It's just family. Anyway, so that's all of my goals. Oh, I also made a goal, it's not on this list, but I also made a goal last year to read 50 books in the year. And let's check Goodreads and see if I was successful in that. So for 2020, I read 38 books. It's not quite there, but also not bad. Certainly more books than I read in 2019. All right, so here it is, my list of things that I want to accomplish in 2021. At the top of the list is completely finishing the book that I am currently working on, my urban fantasy, which I started for Nanowrimo and have not finished still. I'm hoping to finish it this month. We'll see if that actually happens. I'm at 57,000 words, and I'm hoping for around 80,000, so we'll see how it goes. It might bleed over into February and then March, we'll see. But I want to finish not only just writing the book, but I also want to get all of my editing done on it. So it's going to be a lot of reading and rewriting, I'm really excited for when it's done to be able to order like a physical copy of it. I'm probably gonna do that from like a DocuMart or Office Depot or something, so that I can go through and actually like physically read it and edit it and make notes and stuff. Second thing on the list is not a creative one, but a physical one. I want to work out 3 times a week other than on holidays. So this is something that I actually started the last week of Nanowrimo. Instead of writing, I have a habit of doing other things. I think I've mentioned in the past. I do anything other than what I'm supposed to be doing, especially when it comes to writing for some reason, which is silly because when I actually sit down and write and like accomplish my writing goals for a day, I feel so successful afterwards, and yet I always rebel against sitting down to write. So for NaNoWriMo, instead of writing the last like 2 weeks of NaNoWriMo, I started a workout routine. I honestly just like, this is something that I've tried to do for years and years and years and I've never been able to. And I don't know, I think like halfway through NaNoWriMo, I just woke up one day and I was like, I don't feel good in my body anymore. I'm gonna start working out. And I've had like this like workout book for, I don't know, honestly, probably like 13 or 14 years and I've never touched it. And so I whipped that bad boy out and I just started, and I've been going pretty strong. I've only missed one day so far, which was Christmas. I didn't work out. I figured I could give myself Christmas off. There have been a couple days where I've like not pushed myself as much as I probably should have. And to be honest, like I didn't feel good about myself after I didn't push myself. So not that I'm definitely not one of those people who enjoys working out. I don't enjoy it. I feel like, I honestly feel like it's almost like wasted time if I don't feel pain the next day. Like I just feel like I dislike it so much that even if I'm like, oh yeah, I lifted more weight than I ever have before, but I don't, like I can't like feel a soreness like my muscles were overexerted. I feel like I just wasted that time and made myself miserable for no good. So I'm continuing that. I am already, gosh, I'm a month and a half. Oh, I'm almost 2 months into that. And that's been going super well. I haven't lost any weight doing it, but I know that I'm getting stronger while doing it, which is really more important than losing weight. And honestly, my weight loss has a lot more to do with my caloric intake than it does with how much exercise I get right now. Anyway, next, also a physical thing, I'd like to get back to my pre-pregnancy weight, or more than get back to my pre-pregnancy weight, because I am working out now and building more muscle. I want to be able to fit into my pre-pregnancy clothes. There are a few key pieces of my wardrobe from back then that I don't want to have to pay to replace because they were quite expensive. I have a couple dresses that I absolutely love, and then 2 like pencil skirts, suits that I really like. Other than that, I also want to tighten my like abdomen area, because after you give birth, your abdomen is, well, after you're pregnant, your abdomen is super loose, super loose. So I'm having that issue right now. So I want to tighten my core, which is going to do a lot towards fitting into those pre-pregnancy clothes, even without losing weight. And then but I've once again, I didn't even realize this, once again I've got meditate 3 times a week on my 2021 wish list. So just so that you know, to start off the new year, I have not meditated once. I have, however, worked out. I worked out yesterday morning. I work out Monday, Wednesday, Friday right now. I thought about adding in Tuesday and Thursday, but I don't really want to, and I'd rather just create a habit rather than try and like push myself too much. So Anyway, and then for just like random creative things and hobbies, I want to write a creative prompt every week, which is where the writing journal that I'm making today comes into play. I'm hoping to fill this up relatively quickly, and then I can read some of it to you and post another. I might include some in some of my other videos, some of the prompts that I'm doing, so that you guys can do them too if you're interested. But I think it's good to just like stretch out. One of the prompts that I'm actually gonna start working on today is the two main characters from my book that I'm writing currently, and I'm gonna put them into situations that would never canonically happen, that aren't like canon in the actual series, but just to see how they would react, so that I can learn their characters more, as well as a few like canon things from when they were children and how they interacted together. Then also a hobby, I want to read 50 books this year. I'm hoping that I could actually keep up with that. The book that I'm currently reading is kind of a heavy book. It's a history book about magic from the Neolithic period to current time, which is really, really interesting, and like how it has impacted science and culture today. So that's been a really interesting read so far. I'm not super far into it, but it's probably gonna take more than a week, which is how long I have to read books. But anyway, other than that, I have so many knitting projects that I need to get done. Not need to get done, but that I want to get done. Right now I'm knitting Nash and some of our other baby friends' hats, but there's a couple like shawls and sweaters that I want to knit. I need to re-knit one of the sweaters that I knit previously. I also need to finish the sweater that I started knitting last year, which I can't actually fit into right now because I'm not small enough. But that's also part of 2020. So in 2021, we're also gonna be moving again. So that's gonna be exciting. Yep. Oh, and then I also want to dedicate a little more time to YouTube instead of having these like month-long lapses. I want to kind of try and get more focused and do a YouTube video every single week. This video is definitely going to be posted the second week in January and not the first, not anywhere close to the 1st of January, but you know what? That's the life of a mother. It happens. So I'm also going to try and work on giving myself a little bit more grace when I don't get things done in the timely fashion that I want to. I have a habit of being a little too hard on myself and not being able to remember that not everything has to be perfect, and I don't have to put the amount of pressure on myself that I do right now. But anyway, so here's my writing journal. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure that you like and subscribe down below so you get a notification. Oh, and click the bell so you get a notification every time I post a video. And come back next week for another exciting video. I don't know what it's gonna be yet. I don't honestly remember what I thought it was gonna be. But I will try and have a writing prompt for you guys if you guys wanna do a creative writing journal with me. And let me know down in the comments if you guys like that idea, if you guys do creative writing journals already, or if you do morning pages, which is kind of the same thing, but without the creative part, or without the prompts part. Anyway, I hope that you guys had a wonderful holiday season, a great new year, and I will see you next week. Bye.